Ken Trahan along with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. The New Orleans Pelicans are just about out of it now, on the brink of elimination from playoff contention, although it's pretty much been a foregone conclusion. That as a result of a loss to the Bulls at home on Sunday night. Lenny, they were facing a team that was in a desperation mode of their own. The Bulls fighting to make the playoffs in the East. They looked like a team that was fighting to make the playoffs. The Pelicans did not.
No, and look, they're facing a good team. The Bulls are a better team than the Pelicans, let's face it. And like you said, they've got as much, if not more, to play for. Pelicans were really, needing a miracle. And look, yeah, they've still got 2 games with Denver here this week, the home finale on Tuesday, and then they open up the final road trip going to Denver. So there's no margin for error. In reality, a lot of other things have to happen as well. So even if they were to somehow, some way win the final 5 games, which, oh, by the way, includes a trip to Golden State where Kevin Durant may be back playing by then, it just seems like, regardless of what happened Sunday, that it was highly unlikely.
Indeed. College basketball, and you've got the national championship game tonight in men's play as Gonzaga takes on North Carolina. Congratulations to the South Carolina women for winning a national championship under Dawn Staley, who was here in the Final Four in New Orleans back in 1991 or 2, right 91. Up in there. I was there, but in any case, pretty special for her. And then, of course, with the title game tonight, I think if you listen to the pundits, they might give a slight edge to North Carolina, understandably so for having been there, done that. Gonzaga, they have the size again this year, but they have better guard play this year, which I think is going to give them a chance in this game.
And look, if nothing else, this should be a good game. At least on paper, it figures to be a pretty close game. Let's see how it all plays out. But I think what you real takeaway from this is Gonzaga this year, Villanova last year, although they're in a little bit better league in the Big East. All right, Butler a few years before that. Those private, smaller schools, I won't call them mid-majors, okay? That's I don't like that term. Mm-hmm. It gives you hope for others out there. Whoever you're a fan of out there, there's a chance that could be your team. But you know what it takes? It takes doing it for a sustained period of time. Look at Gonzaga. They've been relevant for a couple of decades now, and this is the first time they've gotten to a Final Four. So you've got to be able to sustain it for a long period of time. But what it tells you is if you commit to it and if you sustain it, you have hope of being successful in basketball. I'm not sure that's the case in, say, college football.
I agree. College baseball, Tulane a good weekend. They beat South Florida, a nationally ranked team, 2 out of 3. So they continue to play better. UNO wins 2 out of 3 in its conference series at home against Corpus Christi. And, of course, LSU completely blew a series and blew a lead in the 9th inning against Texas A&M. So their problems linger. Timely hitting and the inability to finish deals with their pitching. Losing Doug Norman hurt, obviously losing Cartwright hurt. They got Newman back, but he's not pitching the 9th, and that was very telling against A&M. This is a team that certainly at this point is in trouble to be a national seed. It would be hard to see that at this point in time. It's not too late. It's also a team that has talent, though, and should be fine in the long run.
Well, they're still 5-4 in the league. And, yeah, the thing about the SEC is it's tough every week, okay? The people that you think are layups, they're not. Missouri's having a great year. Kentucky's having a great year. So there are no gimmies when it comes to Southeastern Conference play. If they are 16-14, 17-13 when we're sitting here 7 weeks from now and SEC play is concluded, they're fine. They're probably, depending on how they stack up in the standings, they're probably in a position to host, maybe in position to be a national seed. But you've got to write these things now. This is 2 straight weeks you've lost 2 out of 3, and some of that is due to pitching. A lot of that is due to the inability to really get things going offensively.
LSU Eunice wins 2 out of 3 over Delgado. Dolphins salvage game in the final game of that particular series. And, of course, high school baseball. It's going to be a busy week for us at SportsNOLA.com on WGSO Radio. Man, I was looking at this, and I'm saying Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. between the two entities. I got 5 games in 4 days, so I might as well just camp out at baseball parks.
There you go, and I'm sure you don't mind that at all. Let's run it down for you on the SportsNOLA side, because we've got 3 games, 3 straight afternoons for you here. No other place to be than SportsNOLA.com, and of course WHNO TV 20 is part of our First NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Wednesday, great rivalry, Riverside St. Charles Catholic from Laplace. Thursday, another great rivalry, Trahan and Hanville, as we head over to Hanville for that one. And then Friday at Kirsch-Rooney, we've got Archbishop Shaw traveling across the river to take on Archbishop Rummel. No megaphone at stake in this one, but still, when Shaw and Rummel get together, it matters a lot.
Yeah, and then I got radio that night, Holy Cross and Brother Martin, at the same location, and then another game on Saturday on radio. So we're all over the place, but it's fine. We always enjoy it, and we certainly look forward to that. It's going to be great to be able to do that. Saints all quiet on the western front, or the southern front, as it were, at least for the time being. Chase Daniel talking to the media on Monday, and then 2 other notes. A baseball note. You'll be able to check it out at SportsNOLA.com, coverage of Media Day for the baseball team that calls itself Baby Cakes now. And, of course, where golf is concerned, an opportunity to see and hear a story from Rick Gailey about the new layout in City Park.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens on that front, because obviously when you've got a course of that quality, does it suddenly become in play to host the PGA Tour stop here in town? Is it, exactly what's going to be made of it? How is a high-end public course going to play in a market like New Orleans, especially when you're going in a place like City Park, which was always kind of like the cheap bastion for hackers out there? Is somebody going to go out there, even though it's a great layout, and pay a higher price than what they're used to paying at City Park to play? I think there's a lot of unanswered questions, but look, kudos to all involved for making this happen. It was a long time coming, but it's about ready to have the ribbon cut.
I think it's great. And this just in, by the way, the Pelicans are going to win their game over the Bulls Sunday night, because I saw an infraction during the game on television and I called it in.
You sent the email in?
I did.
Yeah, just today though, right?
Yeah, so just today, yeah.
They're going to reverse it, and let's see what else. Maybe I can send an email back, 1982, that wasn't a balk at the end of the Tulane UNO game. I don't know. Let's just find whatever old stuff you can find out there that you thought was wrong, and you're going to send it in and maybe change the results of things. Of course, we're referring to the women's golf event. And let me say this: while maybe they did things by the letter of the law, it attracted a lot of attention virally to women's golf that wouldn't have ordinarily come on Sunday night, and it was a compelling finish. And I think if you were a sports fan, you were pulling for Lexi Thompson to be there. And oh, by the way, to spin it locally, Lexi Thompson will be here for the Zurich Classic in 3 weeks. She is a Zurich ambassador. She'll be here, not playing in the tournament. She'll be part of the early events, the pro-ams and the celebrity events that they have before things kick off on Thursday.
Only she knows if it was intentional or not. I'd take her at her word. I don't think it was. She'd have made that putt with her eyes closed the way it was previously. It makes no difference at all. It's ridiculous. If you're going to impose a penalty, should have been 2 strokes, but you shouldn't have imposed one at all. Just fix it before something gets out of hand. Come on. A day late and $1 short, in this case, many dollars short, because it cost her a lot of money. But
And a major championship.
That's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. Lenny, have a great week.
We'll see you later this week.
You have a great week as well. Until next time, thanks for joining us, and God bless you.